Well, hello, and welcome. Welcome to a new week. This is Julian with the Jewel Design, and today we are working on bag pockets that go on our envelope pages. Isn't that cute? Envelopes for pages, bags for pockets, all that fun jazz. So went through and did some stuff since the last time we saw each other on Friday, I think it was. Hopefully you got caught up over the weekend. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Crafting's going along. I know this is fall and it's only the beginning of August. We'll do the bags here a little bit in decor, and then I will work on aspects of this off to the side so that we can get this into the shop for that lucky person who wants something for the fall. I will be adding a journal to this. So I'm not sure how big. It may just be eco-dyed papers. I may find a few digital printouts just to sort of intertwine. But we want to have this lovely flap. It has all its beautiful pockets to have some ephemera, but I do want to put some kind of semi-journal in here for you. Pretty naked. I don't think we'll put anything in the journal itself. We'll keep it pretty naked with a few printouts and coffee dyed. But a nice, lovely little autumn thing that I'll have lovely on top here. So on and so forth. So I did add some glitter and what I thought would be shakeables to this mess. I don't know. It has the glitter. It has a few pieces. I'm really tempted to, I can't open it on this end, which I sealed. I am so tempted though to slightly slit it and add more to it as a shaker. Like I found more gold and orange little sequences that would be better in here. I even have some like scrappy paper. I don't know. I'm debating on whether to slit it, put some more stuff in it, and then reseal it. I'm really debating because yeah, it isn't quite what I was expecting. But we still have to decorate the outside of it, so it is what it is. But everything is covered. Everything's been sort of found ways to seal it in. We have writing space here now. That final piece that flips open before you see the cover, which I think is going to be sort of, I have to pull this apart, but I have a feeling we're going to do it something with some potential out here so that when this is all sitting, we're going to see our beautiful heart. We're going to see some orange petals. I've got the orange leaf. I don't know. We're going to get some heavy 3D dimension here on the outside. So I am looking forward to working on that. And I'll have to just show it to you guys, of course, when we reveal this. So today, like I said, we're going to decorate this pocket. And then we are going to work on this. Here is another utensil bag that we're going to fold to make pockets. So we're going to cover that up. It's white. I did not cover this one since it is sort of a white bag. We're just going to keep inking it, and we're going to put the white bag on top for some color and leave it be because I just sort of ran out of paper, surprisingly. I ran out all the papers I had. I don't have enough of any one thing. I have scraps, but not enough to cover a whole page. And I thought, let's just have fun with the scraps I do have. And we are going to definitely work, our magic on the bag. And that is going to be sort of our focal point for this case. Instead of a simple bag and using the background, we're going to go the other way around. So we're going to cover that. And then on the short, hopefully you saw over the weekend, we collaged over our window envelope. I left our little guy in the middle, sealed it up. And this is where our bookmark bag is going to go. We have another utensil bag here that we're going to sort of collage on. So we got basic in the background, but we got really busy in the background. We're going to use a brown bag here and slightly collage it, but we have I'm going to collage on it. But we have this lovely long journal card bookmark that we may do a little TLC on here. So you guys have it for your journal, right, while you're working in it. But, I have some papers and stuff that we're going to just do some fussy cut and stuff like that. So, like I said, we're going to decorate the bag pockets today so we can glue them down to our envelope pages. Flaps, flips, turns, whatever you want to call them. All right. Now, when I did this, I did do a slight gusset. I did sort of score it just a little bit before I started working on it so that I can tuck the journal in here. So the journal will sit here. You'll put the flap on it to keep it down. You'll put that on top of it. So you have some decor with just, a little bit of, eco-dyed paper or coffee dyed paper behind it. And you'll sort of see a hint of something else going on, but you get to flip it out. We're going to put words and stuff. But you keep flipping things open, and then you're like, oh, there's a journal to even write in. Woohoo! So I just did a little bit of a gusset, which is great. So that, you know, a little bit of a spine, just so this didn't sit on top weirdly, because I thought if I left it flat, which was sort of struggling too, that it wouldn't really, it'd pop open, it'd get in the way. So by doing this little bit of scoring it just a little bit out and folding it, before I put all my pretty paper down, definitely gave us that sort of spine and just a little bit of a gusset to help tuck a journal into it. So very stoked about that. So that's where we are with this right now. There are 2 or 3 videos beforehand if you want to see, plus the short to see how we got to this point if you're just new to me and you're like, oh, wait a minute, what's all this about? So one of the many fall pieces I have done over the years. This is I've used 2 of my journal kits, digital journal kits to create this, along with fabric dye, not fabric, scrapbook papers, 12 by 12. And then we have our little bag, our paper bags that we sell in the shop that I decided were perfect for the small size and made all the sense in the world to, you know, use as pockets and ways to decor, because I always like using different things. So half the envelopes I used were in the shop, or size-wise were in the shop, and so was the bag. So if you're new to me, like really new, you just happen to come across me or just through this series, and, you know, besides being a jewel design, which is a graphic design side of the Etsy world, which is me here, right? That's me, of course, with all the glare. Me and my bright idea to, what's the word? Laminate something. A jewel design with this beautiful yellow flower and stuff on it. jeweldesign.etsy.com. I do not have it on that one. It's lately it seems like, there we go. So jeweldesign.etsy.com is all my digital work that I use quite often in the designs and the crafting that I do here, because I'm using up papers that I have printed. And then there's the design journal and supply at etsy.com. That is, well, the supplies. Our handmade items that we create, me and Lorette at Vintage Paper Girl. See, there's the design side. Lorette at Vintage Paper Girl on YouTube, me at Jewel Design. We came together and we have our supply shop that houses our handmade items that we sell, along with supplies to help you make things of your own without buying them in bulk. So whether it's lace, crocheted, or, you know, right now I got, you know, we're getting back into the fall, so we've got the organza stuff, fabrics, bags, laces, you know, textile items, file folders, envelopes, charms up the wazoo, and sometimes, you know, bookmarks, time cards, you know, guest checks. The list goes on. There's 160 plus listings of items that we sell, whether they're different colors or whether there are multiples in listings, because, like, well, they're all the same. So anyway, you need supplies for these small projects and you don't want to buy them in large bulk. We ship in the US, and you can get some of these things that we use that while we're creating ourselves, like the little bags, like the utensil bags, that you get a nice variety or a nice little amount, and you get to play with them. If you love them, great. Keep purchasing. If, you know, like, well, that was fun, but I don't think I'll use them again, well, then you didn't buy 50, 100, 200, 500 yards worth of stuff, and you're stuck with the same color or design forever. Most everything can be covered, but no one wants to do that much. So we're going to start off with this little guy. This is pretty cute. This is where you're going to utilize the polka dots, of course, and we are going to, I cut out that he was on one half of our, one of our pages. He was on one half, and so I brought them down together. We have cascading leaves, we have him, everything's been inked, and I do want to get a little bit of something behind him. This is when I started pulling out, oops, oh, something else. Start pulling out, you know, other materials, hoping I would not forget anything. I wanted to just sort of, oh my gosh, now what? Oh God, everything is bombarding. I have a do not disturb. Still comes through, but you guys aren't doing it. Daughter's first day of orientation is today, first day of school is tomorrow, and oh my gosh, it's, you know, we're getting bombarded with everything. As they're getting information, we're getting information. It's like, ay. Anyway, seeing a little thing clustered back here, maybe. So we have, I don't know whether to go on top or underneath. We normally with netting, it's fun to have it underneath. Nothing says we can't bunch it up on top. trim a little bit, and then you put some gold. Ooh, that's a good idea. Okay, I have an idea. Of course, I'm not prepped for this. We are going to go with it as we go. I think as we see things today, we're going to run with it. All right. Yeah, I come to find out Sugar Bell bottles had a manufacturing issue. They had a defective issue with their silicone, I guess, and they were putting holes and they were splitting open, and that's why we're all having a hard time finding them. So right now we don't have Sugar Bell bottles in the store. We have another pretty much just generic icing bottle that it works beautifully for as a glue bottle. So we're seeing, but even that's getting hard. All of a sudden those prices went up considerably. And I went, oh, so I don't know. You guys have to tell me if you just want, small 4-ounce bottles, no matter what. I might have to up the price myself. It's sort of a bummer. I never want to up our prices if I can help it. But if they're too expensive for me to even sell them, then I can't even sell for double. Then I'm taking a loss because I box those a certain way and get them out to you guys so they don't get ruined. And so I want to put the 3 of those across this thing once it's gone. So yeah, I have 2 Sugar Bell bottles left. They are sitting in our journal kits, our beginner starter kits, but the rest are a more generic icing bottle, which I think they're okay. I mean, they feel the same to me. So I haven't actually used one yet because I don't know if I really want to. I don't really have extras, I don't think. So, but yeah, come to find out, yeah, there's a reason why they all sort of disappeared everywhere. And if you can find them, they're 8 ounces. 8 ounces are everywhere, which is interesting. But we all like our 4 ounces. 8-ounce bottles I have 2 of them if I had to, but okay, so we're going to do this, and I'm going to cut it off so you can see it, and we can see the words leaves, so I'm not leaving that there. I'm going to snip at it if I can, so we can see the word leaves for the most part. I don't want to cover up the words any more than necessary. But we're going to do a little fun here before I get him down. 1, 2, 3, perfect. I do love that this is, oh no, these are in 4 or 5s. So I'm always having to cut them down now that I think about it. Here, hold on one sec. I always like to get the excess, like, hash mark netting off when I go to do these, if I'm going to do them in a row. I try not to leave too much, extra string. It sort of bugs me. Sometimes I like the look. I do like the, oh God. But I feel like the moment I get any air in this thing, or any space, I cannot get the air out of it. So I don't know if I have it doesn't leak, but I don't know if I have a defective, and that's why I keep getting air and I'm having problems. I struggle with my 4 ounce. The 8 ounce was hard because it was big, and you did get low. You just have to wait for everything to get to the bottom, and you're just like, it's going to take me forever. But let's see if I can get this to glue down where I want it. There we go. So I feel like we've got this cute little cluster. Oh, all right, so let's get him. I think we're inked enough. I had to make sure. I realized I wasn't using my orange when we first got started. I was like, oh, wait, we have to have orange. So I started hitting up a couple things when we were doing and getting the orange back in there. All right, so let's get this glued down. Oh, but I know it seems early, but it's hard. I'm struggling, guys. I mean, my kid is about to be back in school, and we are nowhere near fall. Like, physically this season, even the early, we've always, first or second week of September, of course, before fall actually begins, do we start decorating. And after my hubby passed, I think the only thing to distract us that weekend, because it was a Labor Day weekend, we didn't know what else to do. Couldn't do anything else. Like, I couldn't make plans. There's a lot of crap I couldn't do that weekend. It was just god-awful. So we sort of distracted ourselves by starting to decorate for fall. Not so much Halloween, just fall. I don't do Halloween until, I don't know. Sometimes I won't do it until like 2 weeks till Halloween. Like middle of October, I'll finally put some Halloween stuff out because I don't want to deal with it all month. I don't want the lights or the mess or, in the way of the lawn, whatever. I don't know. I don't deal with Halloween usually for very long. Unless the girls are really jonesing for it, then I might do 3 to 4 weeks. But fall's out from the 1st of September to the end of November. And, so to distract us that first week, that first weekend, Labor Day weekend was early like it is this year, and, we start decorating for fall, and so sort of on his anniversary, that's sort of what it's been. It's sort of interesting, it's weird, but, I don't know this year if we'll go that early. I mean, daughters are, they got the 3-day weekend, So it's always nice. That's also a nice thing. It gives me that extra day to start decorating. If I really want to, they can help me take stuff down one day. We can start decorating this, second and third day. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm going to be jonesing for it this year, I think, because the kids started so early and I know, things are starting to come out. So she lines up pretty well. I'm not saying why thinking she, but she's not really blocking cascades too much. I don't know if there's anything behind her. Do we have anything else? I have some scraps of stuff, but I don't know if we'll see any of it, depending where I put it. Could we fancy this up since we're adding some bling? That actually works really nice behind her. I don't even know if you can see that. Here, let me move in. What do we think if I pick it up? Ah, not that way. Sorry about that. So if I put the gold, which we can't even find this anymore. If I find any this year, I will grab it. We had two different styles years ago where it was a gold, it looked like a gold foil on a mesh. And this was a large feather-like one. And then there was a leaf one. Now they've gotten so glittery. I like the foil better because there's no mess. Compared to this where it's, full of glitter. But this is gorgeous too. I mean, this was one of our favorites. I think we have a smidge left. I do have a little left for this fall, so those will be going out soon. But, yeah, but, they're glittery. They leave a mess, which we will use in something, in one of the other pockets. So, I like this, though. I think this is really pretty. I'm just going to trim a little off one end, and I think it'll work. I love the mesh. I'm sort of bummed that it's getting harder and harder to find this stuff everywhere. Or that it's just not as much. We're not getting, as much as we could potentially have, I guess. I don't know. It's a bummer, but I do hope to have new laces in the shop. Not today. I wish I did. I'm working on it today to get, and on everything else that's going on. I am working on getting a chunk of new laces in the shop. We have some white and cream bridal type laces that we found in bulk just recently. Oh, I'm so stoked because we always need new laces. They're a little whiter. I think there's one that's closer to an inch. Inch and a half, and then there's a couple really wide ones that are going to be gorgeous to do as your own applique work and whatnot. And then we found eyelet trim, eyelet fabric, I guess, but it is in really pretty fall colors. We've got dangle appliques for Christmas. So yeah, I've got red and green, red and silver, green and orange, or green and harvest orange, I guess. I've got new crochet lace trims that are in cream and pink. Oh, I found a baby pink. I didn't even know you could get crochet lace in pink. I'm so stoked. So I found that for you guys. Oh, we have hordes of things. So, that is this week's goal, is to get some new, I think I have about nine plus different lace-like stuff to come up for you guys. Plus a couple of little random handmade items that I found in my stash, and I'm like, why do I still have these out? Why don't I have them in the shop? What else? Yeah, so that is the goal this week, is to get some new stuff out. Getting ready, starting getting everybody thinking about fall and holidays. I know. Like I said, I'm jonesing to do so, and it's like so far from it. In some ways, we've had a very cool summer compared to last year. It had its heat waves last year. We thought we missed out some of it. And then we hit September and we roasted. And all the way through mid-October. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I'm hoping, because it's been cooler, a lot cooler this summer, we're not going to get heat. I just hope we don't get a nasty Indian, I hate the word, sorry guys, but Indian summer. I don't know what we're going to call it here. That August, September, late summer feel. Our neck of the woods in California doesn't, always get very warm until the weirdest hours. I'm only 45 minutes from the ocean, so it's like we do have those ocean breezes that come in. So it comes up over the hill, and we get bombarded every 3 o'clock every day, which is great. And because of that, we've been getting fog, and it's been staying mid-70s so far all summer. So I don't know if we're going to get this out of nowhere heat, which would just be wrong, right? So I do feel, you know me, one of these had the stickles. I don't know. Let's see. I feel, because it is yellow, I feel like I want to do the flowers with a gold stickle. Can't do it right now because to pull some more gold from here, I have an orange. Well, it's a rose gold, which is a great orange. I could do that instead in him. Maybe to take away from the gold here. We have orange here, gold here. Maybe some rose gold we do in his orange fur, elements of his fur. Something. I think some stickling on that would continue to make this fancy. And that would be nice. Now, I wanted a strip up here of some kind of pattern because I just felt with that strip it would make sense. But I don't know if I just want to, we'll have to see what I've got going when I'm done, if I have a strip wide enough left. I mean, I have all this stuff. I mean, I have that kind of thing that we can find a wide enough piece to pull from these two, but I don't know if I want to keep going with that. Do you have a dart? No, not enough of it. I was like, is that, I could just do that top strip maybe even, or kick it under. Maybe there might be something there, just a little bit more color instead of just going the plain paper. So we'll have to see. We'll see what we end up with, and I'll see if we want to cover this so it's not so flimsy. By putting a piece of paper over here too makes this a little stronger. So as you go behind it or in front of it, we're not constantly catching it and maybe ripping it. So I did find some large journal cards, nicely backed ones, which I backed apparently, which is so funny. So the idea is I could do either way, but I'm thinking, unless I really need them, I was going to back them and stick them inside. But if I feel like I need more, because I'm running low, see, that doesn't fit. That'll be narrow. I'm going to have to make something for that one. This does just barely fit in here. They fit, of course, in this pocket for sure. And then I don't know about the inside. So I did find 2 of my journal cards. They're totally instantly backed, so you could write on them, but I did back them for some reason. So I could cut them in half and make them too plain, too decorative, right? And you could write on all of them. So we'll see what I need, and I have some of that to work with. So happy about that. So there's our first bag pocket, all decored, and I'll stickle them later for a little bit more fancy right there. And probably once I'm done that one and it's dried, I'm probably gonna touch up some of this too. We can do the rose gold maybe in some of the burgundy leaves in the middle here, find some spots to enhance here. So I think we're gonna be able to find areas to make pretty when we want to. Since we added glitter, this is something considerably questionable. I think I'm gonna take, rip scraps of this to go around the corner to bring in the green from the back to the front, and then cluster something here in the corner because I can't leave it. I have some word sayings. I found some, what's this? These guys, my acorns. I have a couple of our 1-inch acrylics that I might hang from the corner, things like that. So I did find some decor, which is great. All right, on to the next thing. So for this one, which I got a little bit excited about, I didn't have any real good paper to fully cover it from one end to the other. So I felt that we could do some elements where, we were going across things where necessary, orange to yellow, yellow to brown, cover things up, get some dimension going here. I say I have this, so maybe on the bottom sections where we don't have it, like here in border, I do the same thing here in border, put some down and then border, a top section to give us some definition to where the pockets are. Now in here, I don't know if I can get strips in there. I wonder if I could, just so you can sort of see, because we're going to use this as a double. I need to put narrow, I don't know what I'm putting in there yet. Some narrow tags in here that I might have to create. So it's a double pocket if you stay within the fold, but it's not an actual sealed. It's not flat here. I'm not putting anything on this to make it an obvious pocket. And that's okay. So with that in mind, I probably will use, I don't know if I have any good strips. I might. I figured we just use a little bit. We can reinforce this by just putting a strip in here and cutting out the weird edges to blend. Do I only need half? I'm a little over half. Shoot, as if I only need half, this would almost work, but I need a little over half, I think, if I want it to fit right. And I feel like they should match because I'm weird that way. And I don't know if I have. So that's for the other potential. So let's not use that up yet. One of these was really long. No, that one was really long. But again, I don't know if it's enough. Half and half. Let's see how we do. If I take the white off. Yeah, that one I have enough. So let's do that one. I know I was going to put it up here, but I think I have these two to use as my sort of borders for the pockets with a little bit of that underneath it. So mostly yellow with a little brown, orange with a little yellow, and then we can have our yellow up here. And I think we can reinforce those flaps just a little. I don't always feel we have to do a full coverage sometimes. So let's see if we can fold this in half. But yes, I know a few people are, there's been people who've been doing Halloween since July, since the beginning of July, of course. But fall itself might be a little early, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how long Starbucks waits to pull out their pumpkin, right? Our PSL lovers out there, which I am one of them. I can't help it. I've already bought, but I stocked it aside. I was a good girl because when holiday stuff comes out in my grocery store, if you do not grab it now, when you want it, it'll be gone. They won't restock it. It comes in small batches, and that's it. It's so weird. It's Safeway. It's not like it's like some Whole Foods weird store where you're like limited, right? But I don't know why. It seems to be so hard to get anything worthwhile. But anyway, Starbucks had already released their fall blend and their pumpkin spice blend in the K-Pods. And so they were on sale enough. Ugh, nothing's cheap, but it's on sale enough. So I grabbed a box of both and put them aside. I will not pull them out till late September. I go crazy. It starts coming out and I just like binge. So by the time it's really fall, I'm done. I'm like, oh, I'm good. I've had it all, thanks. Can we on to the next season? I'm good, thank you. So bad. But I'm trying to be good this year. Like, I'll buy it, but I'm buying it and then waiting. Holding on to it till it's actually needed and then enjoying it for once. Ugh. Definitely gonna do that this year. I'm definitely not going to. It's a little high, but I guess I think I'd rather cut it off. Okay, so this was easier said than done. Of course, it's starting to stick because I glitter glued it. Okay, well, it was a good idea. Okay, now, oh, it's stuck. Okay. Never mind. I guess that's where it's going and where it's going to stay. Well, fine, be that way. As long as it doesn't stick. Okay. Oh, but best laid plans. I probably shouldn't have gone so deep into it. If I went shorter, I stopped at like the brown, I probably wouldn't have been a little easier to manage. But I went all the way down. And so I went over a little farther than I'd like. But if I can get in here, I can probably do some inking and it may not be so bad. So I have to be more careful with the other side, but we gotta make it match. I didn't even ink the thing itself. I just realized that's all right. We're gonna cut some of that off, but I want to just sort of collage this one up to give it our color because it is gonna sit close to smack in the middle. I think we're gonna go off to one side a little bit to hide the crease, and then we'll put trim or a border of some sort down the side. So there'll be a little coverage, but I'm not trying to cover the whole envelope, right? Because it's that page, which I don't know if that's wide enough. Nope, probably not. Nope, it's not. So, yeah. I do have a green piece, almost. I have a green ephemera piece, like a little mini. That is long enough to cut. So maybe we'll do like this, like a border that just sort of sits with a little decorative something. We'll figure out how to finesse that. But yeah, I realize I do want to sort of cover up the fact it is an envelope. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep that from getting all junked up. I keep forgetting to close it, which is never good. So what I'm thinking on the back side then is we're just going to, because we want to keep that lovely potential of the shape. There we go. You can get on the back, you can get on the front. And we have, you know, where we can see this. Now, doing the same thing to the outside, I do not know. We may leave that white, so you see bits and pieces, but we do see something, but we're not doing the whole kit and caboodle. Ugh. So it is a decorative day. It is a decorating bags to make our fun pockets, little inserts, as we go and get that last sort of layering going on. Before I find some ephemera, and let's do what we didn't do too well last time here. Let's get this inked up just a little bit. Now I could not do the same thing, but I feel like they should match so that when you stick things in here, it does have its potential. Gotta make the mistake, repeat the mistake until it's done, right? If you repeat the mistake, it's not a mistake anymore, right? It's on purpose. Of course, I'm getting glue all over my poor fingers. I was able to get my nails covered up again. So hopefully I can grow them out a little bit. They were definitely seen better days. Went to get the manicure and they're like, I'm like, I know, just sort of files / I don't know, just lightly clean them up. Oh, that is definitely thinner. Shoot. I thought it looked even, I guess not. Ugh. Oh well. Probably the bag too isn't even. I don't know. The bags are folded evenly. You're just dealing. So, oh well. It was an idea. It was a cute idea, but what can you do? So let's just cut to match and ink and move on. Yeah. Sometimes you're just like, oh, maybe not quite as successful as we thought. It looks like it's going to be okay. You're like, oh, those are even. You can go in half and then that'll be fine. And you're like, those don't match up. So the paper wasn't as in half as we thought, or these might not be the same width, and who knew, right? Without measuring. So, all right, I am going to put this on here, get some orange, and then we can put our little thumb notch in it. But I believe we do this correctly. If we should do this with more oomph, we need to cover behind it first, and we'll decal the edge. And then the top I'm going to leave straight, the bottom we're going to decal so that we get some dimension with this underneath. So I really love this, but I don't know if I really want to cut off. So I think this over it gives us some more color. So we're going to go here. And I could go all the way up. I don't have to, but I know it makes it easier to do so. We can cover and then I can cut, but I know I'm not perfectly, let's see. Yeah. Trying to see if we can make this straight, right? I just realized I have to wrap a bunch of presents. So yes, tomorrow is my daughter's 14th. So on top of going first day of actual school, and it's 3 of her 6 classes. It's her birthday. I'm like, I'm sorry. Before it won't be like this forever. No, it won't be. Who knows what next year will bring. Then again, if they keep doing what they're doing with all this weird days off, yeah, that's could very well be the new norm. Oh, this just sounds so weird. Like, why is that the new norm? Why are we, proving all these weird days off? Which means to keep 180 days of instructional days, we have to start so early. But it is what it is. Oh, it is what it is. So anyway, what else? Let's see. So I'm jumping ahead here. Here it is, end of July, 1st of August, and we are doing a little bit of autumn, right? Well, we did Christmas in July at the end there with a little mass make, which we'll get back to those in September, October. We'll finish those folios. I know I got somewhat into one of them. I didn't get very far in the teal one. So hopefully I can get back to those and not be like, I know I was struggling with the burgundy one. I realized I don't have a lot to go with the burgundy. It is definitely a burgundy cranberry burgundy more than I realized. It's not red. So I'm going to have to find some stuff to put in that one. I think I only have one lace that works for that. That one. Well, I have this one. Yeah, I have this and one burgundy lace that I think will work well enough with that. And any kind of creams, golds. It's going to have to be the accents to that Christmas folio that I created. So I was like, oh, okay. But, you know, who knows. And then the teal one's cute. I got to finish it up. And then I have the green, the traditional red and green one, which, or mostly green. And that one I have a stack of stuff to go with that one. That I was stoked about. Like I was collecting out of my stashes. I'm like, oh, I have so much to go with that one. So that'll probably be a really full one. That will be funner to probably decorate. So we'll get those done. So you have some gift items. You need them. You don't have time to create them for yourself or someone else. I will have those in the shop, you know, come September, October. So, but we'll get working back to the, I'll probably finish some stuff. If there's anything cute about them, I'll put it on camera late September and show them off. But there's so much to be worked on. You know, whether I do it on camera or not. It's like, oh no. So let's get some orange here and get some new coloring in here since we don't really have, oh good. Since we don't have any, I don't know what I was thinking. I got sidetracked. Okay. Yeah, no, I lost my train of thought right there. I started talking and I went to say something and I got a text message and that threw me off. But our next projects, I guess, we'll have to see what else we want to get done. I think I'm going to do not a mass make, not really, because I think I'm hoping to get 2 done. We're going to do some Amazon fabric covers, because I have a mushroom journal. That's great for the fall. I did a secretarial folio with a TN in it last year, near the end, and just sold that off, actually. And I had papers left over, and so I've already folded them in there just for a nice standard little journal. So I have the fabric left over also for that, and so we'll do that as an Amazon bag. It's an Amazon bag. Well, I don't know, Amazon packaging and fabric journal cover. And I need to pull some fabric for the last pieces of the Starcatcher Dreamers, Dreamer, Floral Dreamer projects. So I have one more naked journal to do for that. So that'll probably be the next thing we work on, will be those fun covers. My way of making those, how I make them, using the Amazon bags. Nice and thick. Click that out. Make sure it gets inked and sealed. Make sure that we sort of glue it back together, I guess, because I don't think we really could get anything in there. There's just so many levels here. So there's so much, whatever going on right here. I think we're just going to seal it. I don't really think I want to deal with anything extra in here. Of course, the dog's barking. Poor baby. She has company all week, and they try to be home, and then they leave to go back to work, and she doesn't understand. Poor thing. She's like, why isn't anybody home? Why isn't anybody here to love me? But hopefully in a few months, Mama is pregnant with number 2, I believe. So hopefully she'll be able to, well, I mean, she may not be able to take maternity leave until the last second, but hopefully she'll be home in a few months to enjoy that baby and the dog. And okay, so I don't want to seal it down the sides yet, because I want to make sure we can tuck everything here that we want, to make sure that we aren't cutting off anything, cutting our nose, cutting it short to spite your nose, something like that. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys, not a great verbal arrangement right now. Okay, so I feel like maybe not. Maybe we'll keep, because we have yellow here, like hints of it. Maybe we'll do it this way, where we just got the yellow on both ends and we have more color. I'm sort of liking that idea. Instead of going the other way, I was going to do all that, reverse. And I'm like, no, let's add some color. Like, I don't know. In its own right, I think it has its own color. So if we're going to do yellow up here, it's just hints of this yellowy gold, which I'm okay with. And then I see the potential here. I don't know if we can get all of it, though. Can we get enough of it? Yes, we can. A little hint like we did down below. Oh, yeah. See, like we can do it here. We get a hint of another color right here. So we're not seeing a lot of this. And all these layers, of course, help make these pockets nice and thick because we've got bag, we have paper, you know, bag, paper, paper. And it just makes it not so flimsy. But man, the scraps, here we go again. Does everybody realize that? Like just how many scraps we end up with? It's crazy, right? We'll do the same thing. I know I just inked it, but we will decal across the bottom so that, so like now I have a decal on that edge, which, you know, it'll be beneficial elsewhere. Now, sometimes if I didn't want a decal, you could have left it nice and straight and you could put another piece of paper here to sort of give it a proper border, like you're bordering it on purpose, which I did somewhere else, and I'll just see, so that there's a reason to why there's such a straight line edge there. And if you cover it with something like this, where you have these little scraps, and give it a belt, give it a wallpaper, was that chair railing kind of feel, you know, and then it doesn't, you don't have to, if you don't have a decal cutter or it's too much, if paper's too small to use a ruler, then you can, you know, do this a different way. Now, I just realized I have to move over because I have all this what's the word? Uneven edges here. Let's just cut this up. More scraps. I am going to be able to like literally scrap a piece of, I had that really narrow spot, right? That narrow card. I'm going to have all these little pieces. I think I'm just going to massively collage. Like we're talking big time. All right, so we're going to move it over. I'm going to try to figure out how to cut it straight. Haha. And we are going to, let's see if we can do this. There we go. Line it straight up. Even to the point where that one there, if I have it tucked in just right. I really don't need this like little itty bitty edge here. Ruler, maybe. I don't know. I'm always trying to see if I can line the lines on the ruler as straight as I can with the bottom of the paper. So I have a choice, I have a chance of a straight line. All right, let's get that little mark, all these little marks gone just in case. Oh, I need that one. Huh. Whoops, I needed that one. Again, I don't know if I can even, because I don't even know what's straight on here anymore. I'm guessing considerably. Yeah, there's not much. Whoops. Let's not do that. So I was able to find a big enough piece of paper here and a little bit of a fussy cut to cover this one up. Because, whew, that was cutting it close. Trying to cover that up. That was the thing, as I got to a point where I was like, oh, I didn't have as much room as I thought. When we were, you know, you see the potential, and if you cut one slightly wrong, which we did with the squirrel page to get the back of this, you know, we cut up when we weren't supposed to. And we're like, man, I missed that section that was supposed to be somewhere else. So, but I've been able to have enough scraps. I've just been able to squeeze by. But I hope you're having a wonderful crafty day this Monday afternoon or evening. Okay, so I need to cut the top off. My Monday afternoon, your Monday afternoon. Let's see how we're doing. We're gonna go right there on the edge. Let's see if I will line up that side. How bad is the other side? We are definitely over, I think. I may be able to go down and cut it off, so maybe we'll do it that way. I know. Taking our chances. Now this one I'm going to do brown for what little that there is to blend in with the paper. I may have to trim that off, so I'm going to ink it, but then we'll see where it lands. And I just realized that we are definitely too... we'll fold it down and cut it off. We'll glue the bottom to a point, and then... because that's what matters, and then we'll cut the top and then add more glue. Because I don't want to take a chance of gluing it down and having a really hard time getting a somewhat clean cut across where we need it to be. So we're going to tuck it in. We're going to line it up, make sure we get it lined up enough. I'm lining it up on this side because it's sort of what I was hoping to cut with. And then we can trim off whatever is not there. So then I'm going to fold it down to where we're just under the jaggedy edges. So I have a somewhat line to cut across. Hopefully. It's easier said than done to cut across, cut a fold. You would think it'd make it real easy, but you can do this. And you're like, oh, well, that didn't work. And I did glue up farther than I expected. I thought I was doing good there. Come on. We are reinforcing it, but still. See if I can get in here and clean it up just a little. I know, and that's the other thing. We're deciding whether or not to go back through the Gilmore Girls series, which is a fall, sort of a fall tradition type show. You start in the fall. It's always every fall. It ends usually by the summer, right? Each season. And we start, you sort of go into fall. Sometimes you go into summer, sometimes you don't. But you start back every fall, right? It's a school thing. And we did it like right after he passed. Me and the oldest started the Gilmore Girls. And then I think we took a 1-year break, not realizing it. And then we started back up. We did it last year with my youngest and my oldest. So if she didn't really want it, it was fine. But, we could suck her into it, which is all happy-go-lucky, happy show. Which half the time I put her to sleep at night. It was sort of funny. I'm like, okay, well, that's all right. So I don't know if we're doing it again this year. I don't know if it feels like maybe it's too soon. I don't know. So I got an edge. I got an angle that didn't quite work. So I am going to cut off these little nubs because it looks very obvious, in my opinion. And so I don't want it to be obvious that we mismarked that or misjudged the whatever. So we're just going to cut it off and sort of just see what we can do here, ink it, and make do with it. We're gonna keep making do. And I don't know, and I'm not gonna do a hole up here because we have a gap to see easily that there is stuff going on up here. Don't need to do that. More paper. Let's get this glued down. Oh, let's see, hold on. We have our excess, and not by much, because really the bag itself does come out a ways. And luckily we're gluing it down so no one's gonna know. But actually we did it really good. It's actually not bad at all. In the sense of, did I overshoot the runway? And I really didn't. So that's cool. So this one's taking a little longer. I didn't have a definite plan on the last one, so that's okay. We're at 47 minutes. So we'll sort of finish up on this one today, probably. And try to get it glued down and decor that side real quick. So we have a feel for what we were hoping to accomplish. And I can bring it up some more and really just cover the idea that this wasn't perfectly dealt with. Not a problem. Let's get our glue. I hear a lot of noise outside. I wonder what's going on. Someone's dropping off something, or someone's doing, maybe it's yard work day. No, usually I don't think it's Mondays, but my hair though. I'm like, is my hair in the shot? In the shot. This is pretty and curly today. Ugh. All right, so there's that, which I think sort of hides all of our mishaps up here. Then we will cut it off here, right along the bag, so carefully as we can. There we go. We'll add some glue and some ink, and then we're going to seal this up so that we have our finished pockets. There's that. There's that. Get some more ink up here because once I get it glued down, there's no... Now this one I am not going to put a pocket in the back. We've got two to stick here. We've got one here. I'm good. This is littler stuff. I don't feel like we need to try to get one more pocket back there. I just think it'd be too much, truthfully. I think we're going to try to do glitter glue because of what it is. Oh, but I do need, before I forgot, let's seal any last minute gussets. All right. I forgot about that down the side here. This, I don't need the gussets. This, I don't need the folds in the bag. These we're not using. So we're going to do that. And we're going to do this. Now, the other ones, yes, the other ones I think I'm going to leave alone. Because I believe I need them the way they are. We'll see real quick. All right, so that is folded down. So we have our one pocket. we are leaving, yes, we're leaving it open in the natural, in the basic sense. All the way down. Where's my, that'll work too. For the moment, this will work. I think this got stuck down here somewhere. There we go. Okay, there we go. Because we want to stick something all the way down, I do not want to seal. I could though. If later I decide as I'm working on, I think I wanted to be able to open up so that we can easily get 2 to 3 things in there and not worry about it. But we're definitely gonna have to, I'm definitely gonna want to put some, ooh, let's see. Yeah, we're definitely gonna want to, I will definitely gonna want to decorate this up with some, and that'll be pretty. We can do that, tuck it in. Let's put some gold in here. We gotta put some mesh in places. We're definitely want to decorate this up very similar to like the other one. To give it some personality. And I think for some contrast, we are going to do this one. And really, I just realized I have the beige on the back side of this one. About the same width and for something else later. But let's see real quick here. See if we can get this going the way I want it to. See, we have this marble on the back, which could be used if I needed to cover up something. Yeah, sorry, noise. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh. Anyway, we have this lightly done cream marble on the back side of some of my stuff. So, I'll leave that there. So we have this that we can center and ink in the green for some contrast because, you know, 2 different colors to help cover up whatever we need. I will not glue it down until I get the what's it called? Bag down here though, but this will be a part of our decor because we can do this, then we can do, I have a perfect strip we just had, where did it go? I have red strip, I can go down the middle of it. And we have these little, these are a little smaller than the pieces that we had left over here. So we have some strips that we can go down the middle for contrast to sort of decorate this up so it's not so flat. Where are we at? Make sure I'm not off page. So let's get this glued down. So we're going to glue it here so we can stick it, but it's not going to get in the way of the fold. And I think I'm going to use the glitter glue, or the fabric tack, because it is a waxy, if I can get it out. This has been just as troublesome as everything else lately. Oh, I lost my pin. Oh no. Well, paperclip pins work just as well, right? It's because it's sitting here and I didn't cover it up. It does get gunky, and it gets sticky. It just gets all. Of course, I'll do that. It'll come pouring out. I hope. I left it on its side. I don't leave it upside down, and with the top on it, that'd probably be a whole lot better. But lately, I'm noticing I'm not doing any better with this. I am struggling with this. I was really shocked when I moved to a 4-ounce. How much I was struggling with this. I didn't expect to be. I guess is the question, is the thing. I didn't expect to be struggling with the 4-ounce bottle as much as I am. It's all there. I mean, there's ink in there. I mean, there's not ink. There's, what do you want to call it? Glue. But, well, I was going to try to use this because I thought it would have a better... There we go. I was like, I thought it would do a little bit better on the slightly waxy, you know, paper. But I can't get it out to save my life. All right, that's what I get for, I'm gonna have to tweak that later. Well, that's what I get for leaving it open for too long. Oh, normally it comes oozing out. And, you know, I'm always trying to cover it up, but, oh well. We're gonna just, but yes, we're not gonna make another pocket in the back. I just feel like it's too much. I have to fill all these pockets, so I only have so much. But I have a lot of scraps. I definitely feel I could do a weird masterboard, a mini masterboard of scraps. And I think we could get some of our more narrow pieces, like the ones that need to go in here and the ones that need to go in one of our front envelopes that would allow, you know, would give us what we need. There we go. We're going to go on this here so we can sort of hide the fact that there is an envelope behind it. We're going to try to hide that fact as best we can, all right? Let's get the bone folder. Just because you can push down inside and press down on the paper that's behind it to help get it to, you know, pressed in, press down, and then we can tighten it up as we go wherever we need to. But there's an edge or something that's not sticking down, we can just get it in its place wherever we can. Do the bottom here so it can, if I get my tack working later, I can always come back here too and touch up some areas if I feel I need to. Okay, but yeah, I needed it for the mesh. Bummer. Okay, but yeah, I think I will do some glitter mesh. I will do some, I have some green sage, like snow mesh. So we'll do a little mesh up here too to give some more dimension. On this one, but it won't get too much in the way of actually taking journal cards in and out, because that's never fun. So now that that's in place, this one right on the edge, which is great, a little bit of space, but not really. We're going to barely tip that sucker and be able to put it right where I need it to be, and have a nice little border next to it and not waste a whole lot of paper. Don't need a whole lot of paper. That's what little pieces are all for, right? I'm just going to glue this puppy down. Okay, so we have it here. Great little segue, there we go. From one to the next. Nice, I love the contrast. So if we do a little sage snow deco mesh here, I think that's gonna be great. We'll add a little gold here, like our other bags, pocket thingies. And now that I've sort of got this rhythm going, if I have any more pieces left over or scraps, we'll do it too on here. Like we will decor with fussy cuts and, you know, gold and the mesh and maybe even some organza stuff. And we will be able to sort of give a little, I like the brown, so we're probably going to run with it, but I want to get a little something going on our utensil bag that, you know, is holding our bookmark. So, I feel like, you know, but I am going to put this red because it's such a great contrast. This red and orange is great with, I know, not a straight line, guys. And it's okay. I will plop this down where I need it and use it up. So this one's deckled for something else, for one of the other pages. Oh, for this over here, the flap for the bookmark, I deckled for the most part on some edges to give it a different dimension, since it was a flap. It wasn't a page. It was a little different, so I felt like I could do a little something different. I didn't have to do the perfect clean square, so we did some deckling on that end, which is fine. All right, so that's down. That needs to be down. I think we're about done. I know I was trying to keep it under an hour today, but yeah, it's sort of nice to see things somewhat completed for once too, while when we're doing things like this and it's collaging and decorating, and you know, you sort of want to see the finished product or close to the finished product. Of course, I'm working on multiple things, which makes it really hard to photograph for the preview, but whatever one comes out the cutest. Probably the inside guy. He's a pretty adorable. Come on. He definitely, you know, probably is worthy of the front cover preview page. There we go. Yeah, it's coming out. It's just really struggling with pressure. So I don't know. I know they say you can't really let your bottle get low, but I'm not low, guys. I'm 3/4 plus full and it's still struggling. So, ugh, don't know what's up with that. So we're going to that corner. We're going to go down into this corner, and then what I don't need here, this little edge here, will be great to use elsewhere. Like we're going to use that on the other end as we go along. Okay, I got just enough glue down. Yay. Ta-da. And get in here carefully. Sometimes it's hard even as a right-handed. I guess I could probably turn around. My scissors would allow me. I would cut left-handed, but this is where I'm glad to be ambidextrous. But only if the tools will allow me to be so, right? Can only do what your tools will allow. So there's a little bit of gold left over here, so we can use that there, so we can have it in 3 spots, which is great. See, now it's coming out obscenely amount, and I want to do something here, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely sticky, and I don't know if I can get to my, I want to cluster. I know what I want to do too. Let's see if I can do it really quick. Yeah, really quick. All right. Do I have a piece? Oh, I do. Perfect. This is the sage green, which I cannot find anymore. I want to clump it up like you would with like we do with ribbon. We were doing that with the sage ribbon, or with the crinkled ribbon and other things. Lately Lorette was doing it, and I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know why I don't do that more often. Learning to sort of gather and cluster, so to continue to get that ongoing ruffle ribbon like feel, especially with the mesh. It's actually really pretty when you do it because it just gives it more personality. I don't know. And we can glue it down as much or as little as you want of it. So there's that. Add some gold to it. And I think we're about done, ladies and gentlemen, at least for today, right? But this is gorgeous coloring for this. I totally forgot about that. Let's get some gold in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, yep, we're at an hour. I can't seem to get underneath it. It's what it is. I wish I could do quicker, but yeah, we'll probably just set them at middle. We'll do maybe 5 of them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can do another 5 up there, so maybe they match, or 3 up here and 5 down here. But that's what we will do, and I will show you guys, of course, on the next run. I don't know if I have a really good plan of attack and I got it pretty down, and we have a few extra minutes after our fabric Amazon bag video. If that goes pretty quickly, I may then make sure I have it prepped, ready to go, and we can do this cluster front cover, because we do have some great pieces here that I want to use to create our front cover here. The heart and the flower and all of that. So as we get going, you know, if the other one allows for time, we'll do it. Otherwise, I will just have to do a nice little flip through for you guys later. Let's see, that's sort of middle. Do I go off to the side? Do I go right here where there's a gap? I'll keep to the middles maybe. See, now I'm getting it coming out whether I like it or not. It's just, but it's a little goopy. Yeah, it's weird. I'm gonna have to clean it out and see what's up with it, because it is struggling big time. It gets so sticky. It's like a weird type of what's the word? Slime at some point. That's what it reminds me of this kid's slime that they play with. It's very playful play. And actually, when you wash your bottle with soap and water, you do get that sort of kind of consistency when you're done. When you try to clean it out, you can get a stick in there and wrap it all up and pull it out. And it's very much like the kids' glue slime. Isn't that funny? All right, so we have some gold on this one. We've got some mesh, which, you know, when we put something in here, it shouldn't interfere too much. This has a little bit more dimension, and that will definitely not get in the way of whatever we do. Let's get the top back on this quickly before it goes out anymore. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have gotten somewhere, but we have our new triple pocket, right? One behind, one middle, one front. Yay, we've covered up that last pocket. Ooh, it does catch though. Oh no, I didn't think about that. No. I might have to glue it down then, ladies and gentlemen. I might have to glue this one gusset down and leave the other one open a little bit to help get into it, because that is going to catch constantly, and that is not going to be, whoopsie, that is not going to be a good thing. It's going to be a very bad thing, actually. Which sometimes we have to be careful when we are working on edges of things, with all these folds, that if we get too close to the edge, it catches when it folds over. And I always forget about that. So, I mean, it doesn't feel like it's that far over, but because of the way it's folded, the bag catches. So perfect. Now it'll stay closed. Still have open, still have this gusset over here, which, oh, I gotta add some gold. I gotta add some color to that if we're going to leave that sort of open like that. But we can still get both of our needed pockets in there. So we are all good there, but now it will not keep catching every time we open and close it. It will not get caught, because you never want your pages and stuff to get all ripped and torn and bend when you're opening and closing your pages. So, all right, I better let you guys go. It's been another long video, but we will hopefully do some covers on the next video, and then we'll have to see if we can get to Saturday what new project we're starting on. Something maybe non-seasonal quite yet, you know, get away from the seasonal stuff. See if there's a fun project either in my altered book with the botanical collage stuff, or whether, you know, something completely different. We'll see. I can go looking through my stuff and see what fun gift project ideas we can come up with, so we can start working on those, right? We need to have our gift ideas all ready for, you know, the year. So we got to do our non-seasonal stuff to have those special projects, special gifts. So love you all very much. Please like, love, comment. Make sure you hit notifications when you subscribe, so that you get all the proper alerts and that you know I have a new video up, especially if you're new to me. Or if you've been watching for a while and just haven't done it and wondering why you don't know when I'm up and running, then make sure you've hit your notifications, that you've hit your alerts, and all is good to go. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining, liking, loving, commenting, watching as we go along, and seeing all the beautiful things that we've been working on. Love you so much. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.